Hello friends, Sam McGrim doing TCGs yet again. Here we are, case number 2, superslam. Let's do it. First case was pretty good. 2 rainbow foil legendaries. We had flick knives and need to turn our light on. We had flick knives and Warmonger's diplomacy. We had a marvel, the dude for Stravy, plus plenty of other good stuff. Only one copy of my dang old warrior card though. It was taunting me with all the other warrior cards, but not that one. Oh well, what do you do? Here we are. We're gonna party. We're gonna rock and get into the arena and all that jazz. The pit. Let's go. So case number 2. Case number 1 was really good. Would love, obviously, to see a Fabled. More marvels. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to do this. More marvels. There's plenty of good stuff still to find. Let's do it, shall we? You think I can find some good stuff? Come find some good stuff with me. Let's take a gander. Oh, I don't want that paper in there. Pluto. Alrighty, you know, y'all probably don't want to see the comments. Strongest survive. Come back in. That was not the more stronger of first packs. Hey, there's Big Man Tough Nut. Edge of their seats. Up on a pedestal. That's not a bad super rare to grab. What are we thinking? Who do we think the big... We'll let her sit there until something pushes her out of the way. How's that? What do we think the big hero of this set is going to be? Is there going to be one? Are they all just going to be like, okay, whatever. Bully Tactics. Majestic early on, too. That's a pretty good one. I like that it's a 0 for 3, but you can just intimidate the heck out of stuff. If you got a way to give it go again, that gets ugly fast. I'm a fan. Felling of the Crown. These can reverse. So Felling of the Crown, that's a really good reprint from Rosetta. Not going to be mad about that either. Punch above your weight. It's a pretty good start to this box. Tough Nut, which means it's a pretty decent start to the case. Still haven't played any of this or seen it played yet, so there's plenty I have to learn about it, including what the turning point actually is. Oh, sweet. Just kidding. That's not really the card in question here. Old favorite. I've seen quite a few old favorites. You could almost say it is an old favorite. Almost. It's not really, because I've not played it, so I don't know if it's a favorite or not. But hey, it's a revered action, so it might be a favorite. There is a super rare Hungry for More in the foil slot. That's the when it leaves the arena, gain to health, vitality, life, hearts. I don't know. Act of Glory. Energetic. Okay, like it would be easy to say, put super rares back in. I kind of like having super rares back in, especially as relatively frequent as they are. I said in the last opening, it kind of makes it feel like they're uncommon and rare again. Alright, there is Parched Terrain. That is the third of those I've seen, at least. Pretty sure third is right, but it's at least the third. I just like seeing them. It makes it feels like, you know, oh, dokie. Angelic Attendant, Majestic Cold Foil. You know how I'm about my angel cards. That is gorgeous. Holy cow. That is a good looking card. A+, no notes. And there is Overcrowded. When this attacks or defends, it gets +1/+1 for each different name among aura token. Okay, so you're looking for aura tokens specifically, but it gets a boost either attacking or defending. Man, that Angelic Attendant is super glaring at me, which I guess she's allowed to, because that's a really, really good looking card. But to cut a long story short, I'm going to need to hit that overhead once. Alright, that's a little bit better, huh? Not glaring quite as much. Doesn't give a perfect view of the card itself, but we can live. We can work with it. It's better than the light blast in my eye, in my opinion. Alright, so we are past the halfway point of box 1. Strong Stomach for Adversity. Reckless Stampede. Whenever a card defends this clash with the defending hero, the winner deals 1 damage to the other hero. Each hero may put the revealed card on the bottom of its own. That's actually a pretty interesting card. I don't hate that. Tough Nut. It's pretty decent Majestic, honestly. Ooh. Rainbow Foil Majestic. When this is in any zone, if you've controlled a toughness, this is +3 in ambush. That's not bad. Smash with big, almost tree, but it's only a rock. No hero stands alone. That's a pretty legit card. That can get good. Not the kind of get good where you're telling somebody to get good. That card can, in fact, actually get good. That Angelic Attendant is fire. I'm really digging that. Beat that same drum. It's the, if you've controlled any tokens, control more of them. Oh, snap. I was just looking at what I thought was a set list and did not see this on it, so this is a shocker. Brute Equipment Arms. Your next, pay 1, tap it. Your next attack this turn gets +1. Activate this only if there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone. Go again. I mean, sure. I'm not sure I love it, but it's not bad. Okay, super rares. Y'all are going to have to dump down in there. Super rares, I guess, are going to have to move. Legendaries need a slot. Okay, so that is a pleasant surprise. Once again, I knew that spoilers had gone out, or both the actual spoilers and the leak had gone out. But I just looked at a card list and that wasn't on it. So that legitimately is a pleasant surprise. I mean, it's tough to be upset anytime you get a legendary, though. I don't think I love it, but I'm not a brute player, so I could be mistaken. When this defends, look at the top card of your deck and choose a color. If you do, the attacking hero guesses if that card is the chosen color. Then they look at it. If they guessed wrong, they discard a card. Cool. Tough nut. Brothers in Arms, really? No tall tales. I've seen this one a couple times. All of those, if this has 13 or more attack, when it hits a hero, they just die. Those all hurt my feelings as a warrior player. You can shoot your mouth off about it if you want, though. Alright, so this box is pretty legit. Between the gauntlets and the cold foil angelic attendant. Who blinks first? Do you blink first? That's pretty legit. And some decent majestics to go with. Still not okay. I was about to say still not my beat of the Iron Song, but there is in fact right there a beat of the Iron Song. All right, so that's only the second one I've pulled. That is like clearly the card I am hunting hardest from this set, getting my place out of it, being the Dorinthia player that I am. So it's good to see the second one. Here's a Turn Heads, another super rare foil, which I think is a funny card. And then a Numbskull Charm. Yet another of our choose any number, revered, or the instants that give you a bunch of things to pick from. Tough nut. Finish. Time flies when you're having fun. Which was another decent super rare. Alright. Box 1. Not bad. With that angelic attendant and the gauntlets giving us a pretty fantastic start. Not stuff to argue with for one box. There's a non-foil angelic attendant, funny enough. However, beat of the Iron Song being my card stays on top. Everything else has to move. There's a Gallo. This is the Marvel guy that I got too. So another good majestic right off the rip. Starting strong. And another copy of Overcrowded, which I don't know. Like, it's fun. I just don't know if it's good. Does that make sense? That said, so far, so good. Keep on rocking. I saw a big old ding and thought it was a dinged up card, and then I realized it was just one of the half tokens to tear. Bully Tactics. Another copy of that. I do like that card. Even though I don't play that. Like I say, I'm not a brute player, but I like that card. I don't look forward to getting wrecked by it. Brothers in Arms, yet again. Cheater's Charm. That's the Reviled Brute instant. That's a concealed object. It's not particularly well concealed, I don't think. But what do you do? Seeing a lot of tough nut, man. Story beats and disembodied. So far, so good. Oh, hey. Hadn't seen one of these yet. The legendary Olympia specialization. This counts as a gold, and it's got temper. So you use it to block once, and then you throw it away for something that he needs a gold for. That's pretty neat. That's a cool mechanic. I like it. I do know that there are super pretty versions of that too. But that ain't bad. To cut a long story short, and while we're doing it, we will steal your victory. When this defends, steal an aura token the attacking hero controls. Easy enough. Channel the Tranquil Domain. Seen a couple of these. Nice Earth Aura. I do love this card. That just makes me happy. I love the doofy little angry lizards frilling up at you. There's a gold mate. Tension in the air. And another overcrowded. We have... Isn't that like the second one this box? Maybe not. It's the second one this case. I definitely would have thought that was the second one this box. That's a little peculiar. Ooh. Revered equipment. Boots to the board. When this defends, you may pay up to 3. Create that much toughness. Okay. It doesn't get to go over the attendant, but that's pretty cool. That's an excellent second majestic cold foil out of this case. Let's keep those coming, shall we? Horns of the Despazid. 2 steps ahead. Past the halfway point. Means we're almost to the halfway point of the case. Oh, hey. The Adult Superstar. Combat Kid. With some offensive behavior. Is the kid coming back with offensive behavior, or... Look, I don't know. I'm really tired. Another 2 steps ahead. That's wild. I do feel like there's some weird collation things maybe in this set. Because I'm pretty sure that's both a super rare and a majestic that I've seen multiple copies of in this box. Tough though. Look tough. I'm still not mad. 2 majestic cold foils in the gauntlets. That's a solid start. Cut off at the knees. Another one of those nasty... If this hits, you get to throw away 3 cards. Enjoy. I will not enjoy that. And you can't make me. That one was asking for trouble. Here it is. Hold firm, bros. Ooh, foil, unwavering resolve. I don't think that's a good card, but the foil looks cool. And a good-natured brutality. If you have no cards in hand, this gets +6, and the crowd cheers you. That's a really tough spot to be in, I feel like. No cards in hand. Because if you're blocking, that means it is not your turn, and you will not be having cards the next turn. I guess that's that emergency painful passage. It's that emergency, oh crap, I cannot take that hit. Like just throw the last card, punt the turn just to survive. That's kind of what it feels like. Smash with that big rock. Alright, we're down to like 5 packs in this box. And we'll do a little bit of card housekeeping and get back to it. Vigorous roar. Got that strong stomach again. Yeah. Shiny lizard. That makes me happy. Tear down the idols. Children, keep yourself from idols. KO. So that's one each of the adults from this case. Feels like that's a slightly better distribution than the last set, I think. I feel like I was chasing them a little bit harder for high C's. Challenge the alpha. Like, aye, that alpha? Or, I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke. You can tell me that it was a terrible joke, and it'll be fine. I won't be upset. Mocking blow and spew them obscenities. Alright, so I'm going to pause, do some housekeeping, and I'll be right back. Alright, box 3. Still looking for one more beat. That'll work. One more beat of the Iron Song. A foil will do fine. There we go. Very happy with that. So at least, even if I don't get another regular one, I do have a playset. Sold. First pack of the box, right off the rip. Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, I guess technically it does, but you know what I mean. That's not the point. Shut up. 2 steps ahead. So many steps ahead. So many steps. Alright, we're just going to take all these sleeves out of this pack. So I'm not having to reach into the pack and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to use all of them. Tough nut. Mocking blow to the comeback kid. Alright, well that started off really well. We got a foil beat of the Iron Song and 2 steps ahead, and then we're just like, nah, we don't want any other cards. Check that. Man, and that is going to keep right on rocking. Right on rocking. Alert medical. Up on a pedestal. Sure thing. Alright. That is a super rare that seems like it'll be a fun one. So still, for real, who do y'all think is going to be the big hero out of this set? I want to know. So let me know. I'm not very smart, so I won't figure it out by myself. Y'all got to tell me. I'm not giving any trickery. That's all truth. Like that super rare. Hit the gas. I don't think I've seen one of these yet. Max specialization. 0 for 3. Lock. Turn any number of hyperdrivers in your random zone face down and gain that many action points. If 3 or more cards are turned face down this way, draw a card. That's kind of interesting. I only played Max in pre-releases though, so I don't know really if that's a helpful thing or not, but it sure sounds like it. I haven't really even played against Max since pre-releases. Leave them hanging. Have I seen this one? Suspense. When this enters the arena, intimidate target hero. When this leaves the arena, you're next. I've not seen that. That's a good freaking card. I like that one. Cracked bubble. Still don't think that object is concealed very well. Blatant lies. Low blow. There's that thespian charm. Another solid card. It's the Revered Guardian instant. From that. Oh, snap. Well, there is legendary number 2. I've pulled a rainbow foil flick knives. This is our first non-foil flick knives. So 2 legendaries out of the case. That's still solid. That's a good, clean fight. Good, clean family fun, eh, Cotton? Anyway. And we're going to steal that victory some more. Okay. Flick knives. There we go. Plow under. Good majestic. Fight fair, which means don't play plow under. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Pladoodles. Edge of the seats. Hey, non-shiny. Good clean fight. Might not be shiny, but it's still good and clean. Please. Big bully. Prime the crowd again. So yeah, at this point, hey, Battlefield Bacon. At this point, this is still another really good case. We don't have a Marvel at this point, but otherwise, hey, foil up on a pedestal. I don't think I've had one yet. And Elias Charm, which I've definitely had yet. We don't have a Marvel yet, but other than that, it's pretty on pace with the first case I opened. So that feels pretty good about the Cries of Dang Aqua. Oh, but that cold foil was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So Sorry for the sound effects. Mocking Blow and Will of the Crowd. Have you read Will of the Many? The novel Will of the Many? Read that. It's good. I like that. I don't even usually like, hey, Tempest, Palm, Gust Wave. I'm not a super big fan. I get used to them. I don't always love first-person perspective in novels. Mocking Blow and Turnheads again. But that one, that book worked for me. Should read that. No, you definitely come here for the catch of the day, for the booktube recommendations. That's definitely why you're here. Disturbed Peace. Alright, we got 4 packs left of box 3. Then on to the last box. What kind of goodness are we going to find in the last box? Will we get a marble? That's another thing. We haven't had a cold foil this box yet. Maybe we won't because we got the Smash and Ground. Because we got the Legendary? Maybe we got a Legendary instead of a cold foil? Which ultimately, that's fine. I'm not going to be super broken up about getting a non-foil Legendary instead of a cold foil common. Song of Sinew in foil. I know I've seen that card before. Cool. So no cold foil. That's wild. Unless something was a cold foil that I didn't realize was a cold foil. That's always a possibility too. I am in fact rather stupid. No hero stands alone. Holy cow. This set, since I feel like I have to sleeve super rares just because it's in the, like, super is in the name, I'm burning through sleeves. You know what else, though? We are on to the final box. The final box down. Yeah, that didn't work. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get 2 cold foils this time. To make up for only getting 1. Big bully. I think you were a big bully. Because you keep on criticizing what I'm talking about. Okay. Hadn't seen this yet. The Adaptive Alpha Mold. Solid Majestic. Modular piece for Mechanologist gear. Huh. Battle worn, equip it to another equipment zone. Sure thing. Those modular pieces are fun. Unwavering Resolve. I don't think it's a good card, but it does look good. We're going to get a Marble and a Fable this box to make up for not getting a cold foil in box 3. I think that's how that always goes, I think. Arrogant Showboating. That's you. It's not you, I'm sorry. That was mean. Felling of the Crown. Alright. Offensive behavior. We'll take felling all day, though. Helm of the Adderid. I don't know if I've seen this. This attacks a hero, you may pay up to 3. Destroy that many aura tokens. If you do, this gets +1 for each aura destroyed. That's kind of fun. Kind of like that. Tough nut. Foil bully tactics. All right. You definitely do not get to go over. Do we not get to foil majestic that backs either? Man, I feel like they're giving us a hard time on some of these. We are over a quarter of the way through. We do have a majestic foil. Seen a couple of majestics. Didn't have a cold foil in the last box. For the will of the crowd. That was a cheap shot, I'm sorry. I'll stop. Speed. Renounce violence. Take away 3 mites. Get toughness for each mite you get rid of it. Ooh. Parched terrain in foil. We do like those expansion slot foils. I almost said foil majestics, but everything in the expansion slot, I guess the marbles and stuff go there too. But you know, ooh, we do get a cold foil. It is not, however. Did I have this one in the last box? I feel like I did. It may be a different color one. Do they have different color ones? I do think that these common cold foils are really good looking, really good looking. That wasn't a Marvel or a Fabled, so turning point. Was it a turning point in our box? All right, we do have a cold foil. We didn't have one in the last box, unless I missed it, which again, y'all know how this goes. In the palm of your hand, another cool majestic for our rock star. Does not go above Beat of the Iron Song. Good-natured brutality. Excuse me, goodness. Tyrion Lannister. Rapturous apples. Tough nut. Install fear. Escalate violence. So that's the reverse of the other one. I love it. Alright. I would love to see one more legit hit. Then I get a mocking blow instead. That seems fitting. Blood follows blade. I think I pulled a foil one of these. I think it's only the second one I've actually seen. So that's pretty nice, actually. Hungry for more. Why don't you just, gain 3 life when this goes away? Seems like the way to be. Tough nut. Spew obscenities. Battered, beaten, broken. When this attacks a hero, intimidate. Control 3 or more R's. This gets +3, and when it hits, destroy an intimidated card they own. That is actually interesting. I feel like I have to have seen that, but at the same time it doesn't sound familiar. That strikes me as a good card. Visit that boneyard, man. The foil of that looks really good, on my opinion. Bite. Cheater charm. Alright, we're down to the bottom. I think it's about 4 packs left. Either 3 or 4. Brothers. Show of Strength. This gets -1 for each card with 6 or more defending it. I don't know if I've pulled one of those yet. That's actually pretty decent, though. It's a cheap 2 for 8. That can go down conditionally, but like defending it, if you're playing that against, say, Dorinthia or whatever, take the bait. I haven't seen this one yet either. Riptide. Search your deck for a card, then shuffle, put it on top. Create a bait token under. I hate that. Riptide hurts my feelings enough as it is. 2 steps ahead. Small problem. And a non-foil Song of Sanu. Do we have the last pack magic? Nope. Powering Ruckus. Story Beatson. Alright, so this one didn't have a Marvel, so it wasn't quite as good as the last one. One of our legendaries wasn't foil, so that's another not quite as good as the last one, but overall still pretty good. 2 legendaries. We got Flick Knives in non-foil and the Gauntlets of Tyrannical Rex for the Brute equipment, which is pretty decent. We got some foil super rares. I feel like we didn't get as many of these as last time either. I feel like we had like 3 per box last time. But we still got What Happens Next, which is a cool cold foil. Angelic Attendant and Boots to the Boards. 2 good piece of equipment for the Revered, but also the really nice light illusionist action there in cold foil. Our big old pile of super rares that I'm going to have to go through and make sure I didn't miss anything. We got Foil Majestics. Beat of the Iron Song is the big winner there for me. Parched Terrain, another good standout. We did get our other Beat of the Iron Song, so we're in good shape there now. And a couple of Fellings, a Plow Under, Golden Gauntlets. Just generally a pretty decent box. Not quite as good as the last one, but definitely not terrible. I'm not mad at it. I hope you aren't mad that you decided to spend some of your day with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.